guys, welcome to an episode of Craft Ed, and I have the awesome whip. And check it out, I was right on it instead of going like this.
Yeah, you go on that way. Hey, Larry D.
Well, Larry D, you're so awesome.
He is awesome.
And you know what? I don't have anybody's up there. So, Larry D, if you're the only person here, thank you for coming up.
Nope.
Let
You
me
want
see
me to
if I
go
can-
through them real quick? It's
Sure.
still pretty early. I can get them probably all done quick, fast, and in a hurry. You had at 8:10, you had Seville Steve come in,
Oh, hey,
and then at
Steve.
8:19, you had Scatty Nona, Miss Sarah,
Hello, Nonya.
and then
I had
Cosmin was
spaghetti
here.
yesterday. Cosmin?
Cosmin, he's been around.
Okay. I probably have to see
Uncle-
the name.
Yeah. Uncle Smiley's here, of course, as always.
Uncle Smiley. I should do this for Uncle
As is
Smiley.
Nancy B in Tennessee.
Oh, I might be seeing, remind me to talk about Nancy B in a minute.
All right, we'll talk about Nancy B. Let's see if her ears turn red. We got Xanadu
Hey, X-Do.
and Dave's Aquarium Thoughts, the Muppet.
Hey,
I am
Dave.
Muppet. The
Muppet.
aforementioned Larry D. We got Pep,
All right.
Paul McCarthy, Hagen Hill Design, and Cecil Mayberry, Zenny,
Hey, Cecil.
Babs, Mickham, Denny.
Oh, man, we got a whole mess. Uncle Bruce, hi
Yeah.
there if you're watching. And the whole
Uncle
clan.
Bruce may be here, and there's Cheryl. My
Hello.
connection to more of the Electric Blue Akara.
That's
Vanoski. Wow, there's more
Oh,
people here than
Vanoski.
Stan the Man, Pit
Ah, ah.
Man,
Hey, Stan. I could eat something really good right now if I can.
and Foxy's Fish.
Hey, you
Hello,
Foxy.
Foxy.
I'm going to be watching Foxy's Fishes show from earlier today before I go to bed tonight. So I'll probably have dreams of her and Dee Dee because it's so strange. Whenever I watch Stephen P before I go to bed, I like to listen to different people's shows. And I dream so much about Stephen P because it seems like his show's the last to listen to. But maybe I'll dream of them. I was at a movie tonight. I went to
Hey, Jericho.
the Thunderbolts.
Oh, was it good?
I enjoyed it. And I
Good.
got orange drink. They now have at the movie theaters, you get to pick whatever flavor you want. And they have like 500 flavors. And one of them is high C orange. And I mean, that's my favorite. It's not carbonated. I wish it had caffeine in it. But oh well. Well, should we
You
get
have,
right into it?
Yeah, well, you got a couple comments here. Dave from it just jumped on me. Hold on a second. Tootie
We're gonna
Loon's
be-
here. Dave said, "Hey, Chattanooga Ed, you probably don't want to watch me before bed then."
But that's okay. I don't have perverted dreams. It's normally always something funny, It's just I have a good time in my
Jericho
dreams.
Cager came in and Benji Peters came in.
Well, hey
Science
guys.
Scale is here. Hey, Carrie. And then Fish
Gotta
Dreams.
call somebody. Hey, Fish Dreams. I hope it's nice in Florida. Fish Dreams is the first person to ever give me moss. I'd never had moss before, and she mailed me moss while I was just building my fish room, like 5 or 6 years ago. That was a long time ago.
Dr. Ted's here. Hey, Dr. Ted.
So, Dr. Ted, we're going to be doing a craft that involves my tubbing. And I have your book, and I was going to have your book here to show people, to advertise it, and darn it, I didn't bring it up. Sorry.
He always forgets.
I know. Well, I was thinking about this craft.
You're such a squirrel sometimes.
I made a 10-minute video yesterday of me making the gallon size version of what I'm going to be making tonight. I made it with my sister. She videotaped me, and then we made one for her, and she's taking it back to her house. But I thought I would also make a mini one.
Hey, Dirt.
For what we're doing tonight. Well, I'm just going to start it out. It isn't truly fish. It's enjoying the fish tubs. There are 18,000 different species of wasps in the United States. I have tried so hard to figure out what type of wasp plagues us in our backyard because we have these super aggressive red ones, and their generic name is a red paper wasp. But these ones are like on steroids. I mean, the first one I ever dealt with, I was carrying fish tanks into the house because I just moved into the house, and one flew into the tank, and I didn't even realize it. And I set it down. It flew up out at me. I hit it with a broom, and I hit that thing like 8 times with a broom, and it broke my broom before I actually finally killed it with the stick part. So
I'm gonna look at it. You said their generic name is a red paper wasp.
that's the generic name, and this is what they kind of look like. This is the generic version. The ones I have are a lot more red, and I believe
you've
have
already got
clear.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe they have a clear wing on ours, but they are nasty. And then there's also, get this, there's 18,000 species of wasps in the United States. Guess how many hornets there are?
I don't have any idea.
There's only 20. There's only 20 hornets, and that's worldwide. I think there's like 32,000 total wasps, but only 20 hornets. I always thought hornets and wasps were just like two of the same thing, kind of, just a little different. But hornets are a little more beefy. They're a lot more thick than wasps.
Right.
And I just still thought they're all, I mean, ants are actually part of the same family too. So, well, nevertheless, so the problem I have is these things love to hang out all over my floating plants in my tubs, and they drink out of them, and they probably do an amazing job eating the fire ants and the flies that I have in my backyard. And a lot of people will actually take, not a lot of people, but there's actually people in America that will take yellow jackets, a hive, and transplant it in their backyard just to keep their fly population down.
That's crazy because yellow jackets are the worst. I don't care what you're playing around with. Yellow jackets are my number one nemesis.
Well, you may change your mind when you move to Tennessee, and I hate to say
because how big is the nest on the red paper wasp? Because yellow jackets can get up to like 5,000 per colony.
Yeah,
it's crazy high.
We have like these flower beds that are like 4 foot high, and then they're like there's wood they're just beds that are like this, but there's all this gap underneath that's all dark. And they had like a thing that was like humongous, and we got rid of that a few years ago. But I don't know if they're living in the ground or where they're living, or we got woods all over my backyard. It's all solid woods, so they could be anywhere back there. But and then we've got yellow jackets that I've seen coming out of the ground on this side of the house. But I've been kind of paranoid, like if you mow over them, they don't come out and sting you. Like in Missouri, or no, it was Illinois. When I lived in Illinois, my neighbor ran over one in his yard of yellow jackets, and they all came out and they stung him real bad.
Yeah, they'll chase you down. I mean, I don't know. I think they are. This is just anecdotal, but I think I've heard that they'll chase you like up to a half a mile. And it's not like you're going to outrun them.
Well, I think that's the thing is there's 18,000 different types. So I bet you the more aggressive ones in Illinois or maybe the yellow jackets. The yellow jackets down
Lane.
here don't bother me. The ones that look like yellow jackets. I wish I would have taken a picture of a yellow jacket to pop up.
They
But
look like wasps, except for they're like little tinks. They're like a smaller
they're
version of
yellow
a
and
wasp.
black.
Yeah.
Well,
like-
and
they're
the
like
yellow
a-
jackets down here are bigger
If
than the ones
if
in
the
Tennessee. I mean,
if the honeybee is a biplane, the yellow jacket is the jet. They're very
Yeah.
similar in size and everything, but the yellow jacket is just meaner looking, just thinner, ready to get you.
yeah. And we love honeybees. And this trap will not attract honeybees whatsoever, but it will attract all the yellow jackets, wasps, and hornets. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring them into this trap, and we're going to actually set up little ladders for them to get out of the trap and take the poison back to their colony and wipe out their colony. So that's why I've already put the gallon one out there and I'm hanging it. And we want to hang it up somewhere where raccoons, like I've already found raccoon prints out by where my tubs are already, because the grass isn't fully grown. So I got a lot of mud and you can see their footprints all over.
Yeah.
But so I got to keep it high enough so to keep the raccoons out and the squirrels. What we're going to use is boric acid, 99.9%. You don't want that borax, like a box of what's called borax. That's like a bad type of poison I think people sprinkle on things to kill insects. This is like a powder that apparently the insects are kind of allergic to. So they'll take it back and then they'll all die slowly.
Nice.
And normally I'm a diatomaceous earth guy. I like to kill things with diatomaceous earth, but I'm using this and I'm not putting it over my tubs. I'm keeping it far from my tubs also. So, let's see. And I got a bag of it on Amazon. And you know what? I think I bought this literally like a month ago or 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. And it was $9.99. So maybe it's a different salesman selling it, because I bought the 1 pound bag. There's a 2 pound bag you can buy for $14. So you can spend $13 for 1 pound or $1 more for a whole another pound. But the problem is, well, it's not a problem. You're just never going to get through. If I make this trap 8 times for my sister and I this summer, we're not even going to come close to
putting a dent in there.
Using. Yeah, this is going to be enough forever.
So Larry D says hornets hurt more than a wasp when they sting you, but I think you would get stung. Well, I'll go back to that later, but yeah, that can get horrible. Dr. Ted says a good beekeeper will have water source near the hive, which is what you're doing unintentionally.
Yeah.
Nancy B
bees.
says, I'll never import yellow jackets. Never, ever, ever. Getty says, ugh, those wasp eggs that get laid on the fat green caterpillars are disgusting.
I saw a wasp killing a little green caterpillar on somebody's video. See, they're awesome exterminators. Yeah, so like if you don't mind them, they're great. But
yeah,
I've got
you don't mess
my
with
swimming pool. Yeah, I've got my swimming pool like this, and then my summer tubs are along the side, kind of like 10 feet away from my pool. And so they also will land on us when we're like just laying in the pool. We have a rope because my mom doesn't like to go to the deep end of the pool, and they love to land on that. And then the stupid fire ants, they are so dumb. They walk across that rope on that pool just to get to the other side. And it's like, I'm always pulling stupid drowned fire ants out.
But Nancy says yellow jackets are annoying because they steal your food at picnics while you're eating.
Yes. Whip was talking about that yesterday. What were they eating, your burgers?
No, like the budding meat or the thinly sliced sandwich meat,
Oh
the
yeah.
processed stuff. Yeah, they'll come down and they'll notch like a circle out of that, and then just almost as big as air, and they'll try to fly away. And then sometimes they struggle with the flight, because they're carrying such a load.
It's crazy. I don't know if this will kill sweat bees. They used to be a big problem when I was a little kid playing pee-wee football. We would always get stung by the sweat bees during practice because all the kids would they would give us oranges and stuff and fill the trash cans with oranges and stuff, and then all the sweat bees would be there. But so we're going to start off with one of these I guess it's a 1 liter. Normally or what I made yesterday was a gallon jug for tea, but this time I'm going to use this guy, and we're going to hang this off our deck. So I'm going to hook up a thing and just hang it off the side with a string, and just let the wasps go in, eat, and come out. So first thing I got to do is cut a door. Yep.
This could
So
get
I'm going to
dangerous,
cut.
folks.
I know this is the dangerous part. Always cut away from yourself.
Oinky says, "What the hell is going on? We are transferring who to what? What did I miss?"
Ricky said that.
Oinky.
Oh, Oinky.
And
I
then
thought you said
Elaine
Ricky.
said,
Well, hi,
"Yellow jackets
sweetheart.
that nest in the ground holes are the worst." I agree.
Oh, sweetheart, I need to send you. Well, you could probably just make it easier than I can send it to you. But she was getting stung nasty last year, and this would be great for her. My dad and I, we were bored at Christmas time when all the relatives and kids were here and stuff. So we were just watching random stuff on YouTube, and I found this guy who gives tips for his gardens because my dad loves gardening, and he gave us this tip here, how he gets rid of wasps around his garden.
Just a
And
tip, though, right?
so yeah, and I wish I knew the guy's name. And my mom keeps giving me the business. She keeps saying you really need to give that guy credit for his show, for learning this trick. And it's like, Mom,
Can't
I
find them.
will when I do. Yeah. But right now we're busy.
Zebby says we get those ground hornets or cicada killer things, the ones that are like 3 inches long and beefy. Those things are terrifying. Now, the cicada killers usually don't sting. Those are the ones that look like gigantic wasps, but they really only go after cicada. What do we got going? I can't really make that out, Ed. Oh, okay. It's just like a window.
Yeah. I just cut that out. Maybe I should try to get this camera closer and just. And oh boy, I can actually see the TV. So do you see how it's? Oh, the reflection from the monitor is
Yeah,
what's
that's what's
being
it's
bad.
making it tough to see.
So I cut that. Now I've got a candle, and I've got a sharp pointy thing because I don't have a paper popper or a hole popper. Oh my gosh, and I just let my thing go out.
Dr. Ted says boric acid works great for a variety of bugs, roaches, and ants. Old school, but it works.
You know what? I the I can you entertain for 2 minutes while I get a new match to light my candle? Because I just put my candle
Sure.
out.
I'm about 2 Ricos behind, so he can't hear me anyway. So let's just talk. Is anyone else plagued by mobs of June bugs? Not yet this year. Not yet anyway. I've had one almost take me off my bike a couple times, though, back in the day. Jeff Rose says, "Thanks for the food and moss, Ed." Oh, he's not here to hear you. I'll have to reread that. Christopher Junkin. On the outer
Okay.
banks of North Carolina, we have giant wood roaches everywhere. I would rather have a
Oh,
nasty June bug.
we have the roach, those giant flying ones here too. Now, I don't know
Just
if you'll get
before you
many
get
where you're at,
into it,
Whip, because you're on the other side of the frost line.
yeah, I have no
But
idea. I don't know if I have fire ants or any of that. I haven't seen it yet, but we'll see. Jeff
you'll
Rose says, thanks for the food. And Moss said, shrimp are loving the food fight sample from Shrimp Envy. Well, I wish I could read.
That's awesome.
Did
Did
you send
he?
him something?
Yeah. Do the shrimp hide in the underneath the moss thing? I
Miss
put the moss
Dee.
thing in one of my tanks that has a lot of moss, and I actually lost it for a little bit. I had to search hard and low for that thing. Okay, so I got the thing hot. I hope I got it hot. I'm just holding the point in the flame. See if I can do this. And we're going to pop two holes. Oh man, this plastic is one of those plastics that have to be really hot. So while I'm heating this up, and is Nancy B in town here?
I don't know if she's still here or not. Let me keep scrolling. Oinky says, geez,
Okay.
doesn't anyone have peaceful stories of fields of butterflies to share anymore? When did all the insects become so violent?
I don't know.
I don't know if she is, because I'm at the bottom and I haven't seen her in a minute. Nancy B.
Okay. Well, I was going to ask her. I thought that the big
There she is.
fish swap was in Nashville this week, but it looks like it's in Knoxville.
Are you going
So,
to the thing, Nancy?
yeah, is it in Knoxville or in Nashville? I don't want to drive to the wrong city. But yeah, the Knoxville crew is asking for volunteers to help with the show this weekend or the swap. Ouch. Maybe I should have popped the holes first. It went right through the milk jug, no problem. You know what? I'm going to holler to my dad real quick.
Give him a holler. I'm not sure
It
what
takes him a little
Sketty's
bit to come.
talking about, but that sounds nasty. Nancy B says Knoxville is having theirs the same day as ours. I'll be in the
Oh
Nashville.
no. Well, that's bad planning.
Mama Susan's here.
Hey.
He's talking to his pops. So give him 1 minute, please. 1 minute.
Sorry. Asking my dad. He's going to get me a drill bit because this plastic, it's like, I can't believe this thing won't melt right through it.
Dr. Ted says, I feel like we're witnessing something that is going to go really bad really soon.
Probably will, sir. But this will be in you could put this in your next book. It's like, nope. Okay. Well, I'm just going to wait for my dad to get the drill, and we're going to work on something else on this project because it will not melt through the plastic to save my life.
That's weird. Hey, Skip. Skip's here, but he's not here.
All right. So there's 4 ingredients to making the poison. But the first thing we want is to put 2 cups of apple juice, and these little mason jars hold 2 cups perfect for me. So, and 1 half scoop of a tablespoon. Yeah. half a tablespoon. Oh, my dad got a drill for me.
Here's a bigger bit if you need a bigger.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. Open the stuff up. It looks like chalk. I'm not going to try to taste it. And I got a thing, and I'm going to pour it in there. Now, this isn't enough to kill them, right away. It's not a trap. Like if you're saying, oh, you need a lot more, if you know how this stuff works, you need a lot more than that to kill them. But this is going to be enough to take them back and kill them all slowly in their hives. Oops. And I'm just going to shake it up.
Skipper
And while
sent us a
that's all
message.
absorbing-
He's off to bed. He just wanted to say hi. Been a long day and last night. Hope your brother-in-law is doing better, sir.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what Jericho is talking about. He keeps making little quotes here or stuff, and I'm like, I can read it, but I don't know if it means anything to you. UFC Discovery Channel before all the different bugs is what he said. Dr. Ted said, let's rename the live show Recreating the End of Jonestown.
I tell you
Elaine
what.
says, ducks can smell beetle grubs underground and pick them out of the ground, and chickens eat the beetles.
I can't believe how hard that. Wait, chicken hawks can taste beetles or hear them under the ground?
No. Ducks, and then chickens can do it too, apparently.
Chickens are little garbage disposals.
Or maybe the ducks are eating
anything.
the grubs, and then the chickens eat the beetles. I know nothing about either of them. I know they both taste good.
Okay. So what I've done is I just jabbed a hole in it with the razor blade. I can't believe this. You can't even drill through this plastic. It's like if you got to block a bullet, buy some brisk sweet tea and put it in front of you. My gosh.
Yeah, don't do that, people. That's not real.
Well, what would you do to stop a bullet?
Not get shot at in the first place.
Well, sometimes you just got to get shot because you don't plan on it.
Hey, Cat House is here.
Hey, Cat House.
Oinky says, when I lived in Florida for 2 years, I was introduced to 2 insects I had never experienced here in New York. Flying roaches and giant hills overflowing with the big-headed and fire ants. I'm probably missing something there, obvious, but I struggle with reading outside the box. Giant hills overflowing with big-headed fire ants. Gotta love Florida. Hey, Mel's here. Fishcapades. How you doing, Mel? Not to be confused with Melvin.
Okay, so what I think it was the bit that I had originally on here was super dull.
And probably going the wrong direction. You had it in reverse, didn't you? You can admit it.
No, I changed that. It was first put in reverse, but I did change that. But it was just not cutting through
the other
at
Melvin.
all. There we go. This is a much better hole. Okay.
Oh, there's a joke there that I'm not going there.
So I've got twine. You'll need some twine. And I'm going to need about 8 inches. And I'm going to take 2 of these. These are going to be the ladders for this trap. And because we want them to be able to get out.
There's the D's on it.
What's that?
Nothing.
Okay.
You're just saying things that made my mind go in the gutter. And Dee Dee was down in there with me.
That's what Dee Dee does.
Jericho says, I have some Indian dwarf muscular fish at home. Well, all right. Muscular fish. Lady Melvin. Lady Melvin.
So I put one in or on. I tied it to the hole, and then I'm going to just shove it in there. The thing, maybe I will. Why does everything? When I made this video yesterday, everything was so much easier.
Well,
But
it's a
when
bigger,
you go
it's
live,
a bigger bottle, and it probably is not as thick a material.
Yeah, well, the bottle just melted like no problem whatsoever. But that's the difference between a milk jug and I guess a pop bottle.
Yeah.
Pop
Dr.
bottles
Ted
are-
says, I need 8 inches. If I had $1 every time a lady said that to me.
Well, I hope that wasn't a deal breaker for him. Okay.
Dee Dee says, just
So
shove
now
it
I
in there.
got those two, and I can see the poison or the acid still, it's all on the bottom. So I want to shake this up real good. Oh my gosh. I poked a hole in the top of the can. That's awesome.
Did you just get acid all over yourself?
Yep.
Oh.
This stuff is not that type of acid. Well, maybe, I guess any acid's acid. So it's not going to take, I put the whole 2 cups in the milk jug. This one. Oh, and I poured it all over the place too. I didn't spill it. I wasn't messy or everything went so smooth yesterday. Okay. So now we got that. Now, the 2 other major ingredients that's going to really draw them in. The apple juice helps, but wasps are either attracted to sugar or meat. So I'm going to take cantaloupe that I pre-cut, and we're going to put a couple chunks of cantaloupe in here. And I'm just going to drop them. And this was the worst cantaloupe ever. So, because I was like, okay, this is going to be a good deal. I'm going to be able to have cantaloupe to eat on the side and then also have it in a trap. And the cantaloupe wasn't tasty at all. And then the other thing they really like is meat. We talked about that earlier. So I've got some bacon. And you don't have to cook it, but I had to cook it because it was frozen together. And we're just going to drop the pieces in there. But yeah, you can just put raw bacon in there and they'll love that. I think somebody set something really heavy on my bacon because it's like all falling apart now. Okay.
How toxic is that stuff to you, Ed?
Not really toxic at all. I mean, I don't want to drink it, but they said that it's not, they say it's not enough to kill a squirrel or bother a squirrel. So I don't think it's that toxic to humans at all. And now there's one last thing is I drilled the holes in the cap, and that's how I drilled holes in the top of my lid.
Oops. New local Mike. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Mike. And he might like this because he lives in Texas where everything stings you. And so I put the zip tie through and I'm zip tying it tight. I got my zip tie and now I've got a nice little loop at the top. And now my trap is ready to start killing wasps all over the place. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, Mike, he's trying to get rid of some nasty little bugs out there, mostly these red wasps that are plaguing him by his ponds. That's
Yeah,
how it's related back
my
to the
mom.
fish.
They sting my mom because they like to hang out next to my lily or the water hyacinth. See, like here's some water hyacinth right there from my ponds last year, my tubs, and they're always crawling all over. Now the honeybees are there too, but like I say, this isn't going to attract honeybees, so it's only going to kill the wasps. And hopefully, if I get it at the beginning of the season, I won't even have to keep reloading. If I see a huge number, a lot less number in my yard would be wonderful. So that's it. And see, the ropes are there for them to crawl out of the tank. So if they get into that water, they'll just climb right up those ropes and out. Like a
And
little
then they
ladder.
take it home and they kill everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Mike says
Well,
he
that's
closed
awesome.
his ponds last year because of wasps.
Well, reopen them with this. By Dr. Ted's book, do everything he tells you, and then make these traps, and you will be the happiest guy in town.
Dr. Ted says, I feel like I'm witnessing one of those scenes from the ABC after school special where little Danny experiments and it ends badly.
Well, and if it does end badly, we'll let you all know.
Yeah. I have a feeling
or maybe we won't.
So
if I'm not here tomorrow.
Ed and I were talking before he hit the live button. And one of the ones I have seen is much more simple, immediate death. But you have to get pretty close to the nest. And that's when you take, like the paper wasp. Is it the paper wasp? The regular wasp that makes the nest about that big, kind of flat. And they all just kind of hang on at 10, 15 of them, maybe 20 if it's a big one. And you just hold a bowl of gasoline up to the nest, flat against the surface. The fumes go up there. It kills them almost. I mean, it's not instantly, but it's pretty damn fast. And then you can just knock the nest down without worrying about getting stung. So long as you don't leave a gap where they can get out. And then if they do that, you're running.
Yep. I did that last year. I do it at night when they're all there too. Sleeping on it. So you catch them all at the same time. You don't want to do it in the middle of the day while you got your hand up there and they're flying back to it.
Yeah, right.
The new ones may not be happy. Now, Dr. Zen. Zen Ginger just says, Ed, isn't water hyacinth illegal in Tennessee? Or do they mean like regular flowers? Oops, hyacinths. Or do you mean like normal, regular water? No, water hyacinth is totally legal here in Tennessee. You can get it at all your pond stores, and almost every fish store sells it too. They don't sell it at your hardware stores. You can buy the other types of water lilies at the hardware stores.
Yep, and then both Nancy and Dr. Ted confirmed that water hyacinth won't, the rhizome won't survive under 41 degrees.
Yeah, it dies out in the winter. Now, it was kind of cool. It's really weird because I always try to float some of the babies and stuff in my fish tanks downstairs, and all of it rotted and died in my fish tanks, but one. And it's doing tremendous. And it doesn't make any sense because I had 4 little ones in there and they all died but one. And I mean, I had them in several tanks even, but I've got one that's just gigantic and it must just not need as much light as the others. I don't know. It's weird. But I
Dr.
love
Ted
water
says,
hyacinth.
speaking of water hyacinth, he's dropping a video this weekend that talks about sterilizing it from Hydra and Planaria.
Oh, wow.
Oinky says,
that's
I'm so
cool.
happy that water hyacinth is not illegal here in New York. Such a beautiful plant. As long as I buy it at an auction, my local pond place, it's at least $20 a piece. Holy crap.
Ouch. Yeah, at my pond place, it's about $3 a piece. You know, and
Dr. Ted just bought 200 of them. 200.
yeah, that's a lot. I probably only bought like 30 or 40 last year. But I really like it. And you see, I like the water hyacinth better than the water lettuce. I just think water hyacinth has the best root structure for guppy, guppy fry. And I love how fast it grows. I love the flowers. The flowers only last a night. That's what sucks, or like one day. But I mean, look at that. It is a really pretty plant. And it's good enough that my mom liked it. And I put it, for her wall up there. And I also plan on last year I did mosaic plants, and they did real well until I had to take them out, and they didn't transfer at all well at all. They all died. Oh, there's Stephen P. 1, 2, 3.
Stephen P.
Well, it's really 2003. Good to see you, Stephen. But yeah, the water lettuce, I do water lettuce also. So those are the 3 main plants that I do. I've tried my guppy grass, because guppy grass will grow everywhere between Florida all the way up to Alberta. So that's like a year-round underwater plant that would be great for hiding fish, but it just doesn't do well in my tubs. I don't know why. I've tried Kabomba in my tubs and it all died. So I don't know.
I've never tried it in a tub, but I've never been able to keep it alive in a tank or in a bowl or anything like that inside. I think it needs too much light.
Which one?
The hyacinth. How you said all yours died too?
But you see, like my duckweed, or not duckweed. Was I saying duckweed? I meant guppy grass. My guppy grass goes crazy in my fish tanks, but outdoors it just dies off.
That's weird.
I just don't know why. Nancy, do you grow duckweed? Not duckweed. Do you grow guppy grass in your tubs? Since she's kind of close to me. And then my buddy Sean Peck, he grows all sorts of stuff in his tub. But he's more into the plants than the fish themselves. So, and he has red cherry shrimp he keeps out there year round. And he's in Knoxville, so it doesn't freeze enough to kill his shrimp, which is pretty neat.
Who's that?
Sean Peck.
Oh,
See,
Sean.
we were talking about going to Nashville this week to that swap.
You still can.
So, well, yeah, I don't know if he's gonna feel bummed out about missing the one in the local place. So we're gonna have to figure that one out.
Yep.
Hey, there's
you got a couple things being said here. Ed, you have only scratched the surface of pond plants. See my book, Compendium.
Was that Ted?
Yeah. He's using big words that I don't know.
I gotta break that thing open and just really take some good time and read it. I really do. And I was planning on doing that because that'd be a lot of fun. And it's like, I really love tubbing, guys. I really love it. In the auction that he was doing, and he was auctioning his book with an autograph. And I think Kelly Foreman was throwing some stuff in for Foxy's wedding.
Yep.
He mentioned sparkling Grammies would be a great fish to try. And so far, I've only tried guppies. And I mean, my guppies have always done great, but I might try sparkling Grammies this
Give it a
summer.
shot.
Yeah, it might be fun. I don't know if they'll have enough time to grow big enough to be able to sell at the AOC or not, but or the OCA or whatever that's called. OCA, I think.
OCA. Mama Susan says duckweed and hyacinth is not legal in Alabama. Nancy says, I haven't tried guppy grass outside. I may this year. I think I'm going to put shrimp out. Steven says, Ed, do you remineralize your tub water? Guppy grass will chew through whatever that word is, bicarbonate.
I put a lot of I take it, I've shown it a few times on the Craft Ed show over the years, where I'll take crushed coral or crushed shell and put it in a pantyhose sock and tie it and drop it in, because I want my water to be as hard as possible. Because what happens is, in other places in the country, they have to add water to their tanks, but we have so much water here. We get about 70 inches of water a year. I actually have to constantly just drain my tanks. So, and that's all soft water coming, from the sky. So that's why I'm adding something hard. Last year I did a cuttle bone in there, and then I will fertilize it with the Easy Green too. I don't know if the Easy Green does anything or not, but it just does everything for me indoors. So I use it outdoors too. I love Easy Green. I really do. And I don't have any duckweed in my tubs. When I see it, I get it out quick because I hate duckweed and I have enough of it indoors.
Dr. Ted says just go to the pictures in the back. Plant and fish compendiums cover dozens of species. They grow fast. They grow fast, Ed. They grow fast.
They do. They're awesome. Maybe we can ask Dr. Ted if you'd like to come up next week and hang out with us, Whip. If you'd like to, Dr. Ted, and tell us about plants, that would be great. I could, and we'll promote your book too. But if you don't want to do that, it's totally cool. But we'd love to have you up. It'd be awesome.
Stephen P. says guppy grass, Alodia, and Valsinaria, etc. will use bicarbonate as their carbon source.
Oh no!
Obligate aquatic plants limited to CO2. I don't know what any. That's like reading a math equation. I don't know what the hell any of that means.
Dr. Ted
said, I can't understand why I can't grow a plant.
Dr. Ted says that he does put crushed coral in pantyhose. Oh wait, but maybe he doesn't put it in his ponds. Maybe he just likes that rough feel. And poor Oinky, that sucks that it costs $20 a piece.
Well, that's how.
And then
she said she can go to the swap and get it cheaper. It's when she goes to the pet store that it's stupid expensive.
And she probably gets it for like 4 months less than I do, which is a bummer.
Couple for sure. There's no way New York stays as warm as Tennessee, southern Tennessee.
Oh my gosh, it's been so hot this week. It's been 85 degrees. We're gonna have to turn on the AC. Yesterday it was getting so hot I had to go downstairs and turn fans on and just blast myself. I couldn't handle just sitting upstairs and watching hockey. It's weird. My dad and I are watching the NHL Stanley Cup, and I'm sweating. That doesn't normally go together. Crazy. Oh, And I want to brag about my cat. I don't know where he is right now, but Nico caught one or killed. Well, he helped me kill one of those wasps yesterday. I had one of those big red wasps flying in our house, and Nico like ran. Oh, and here comes baby cat. He ran, jumped off like this, jumped onto the couch and jumped in the air and swatted the wasp out of the air. And it went into the bookshelf. And then he does like this thing that pointer dogs do. We're like this, he just stares at it. But he's been stung enough, he won't touch him other than smacking him down. So then I went and crushed it the rest of the way. But baby cat, she won't mess with those wasps either, and she will eat every bug there is in the world, but those things. And she also won't mess with they're called house centipedes.
Yes. Jeremy, you can kiss my ass. I'm not even going to try to read that.
Is that
you can kiss my big fat white ass? I don't care.
I might have to throw an invite to Stephen P. just to read what he said.
Every word is like a mile long with no consonants, no vowels.
Yeah, what we need to do, Whip, is we need to be the ones that come up with a common name for all these things.
Yeah.
That'll really make everybody mad.
Rock. I like common names.
Like the into galactic crow life that one. Wait a minute. Does that even make? Is he just making words up?
Yeah. I'm like,
he's making those up. Because
Ed blasting himself right. Can't unsee that now. What were you doing? Did I miss what you were doing? Were you making hand gestures again? Then he says, "Oh God, I can't even imagine the common names you weirdos would come up with."
Well, I don't know. We'll probably like nice one that floats or floaty pretty place. The easy green float plant.
Almost green plant.
Water hyacinth is really painfully poisonous. It has killed racehorses in Florida. Like racehorses have gone down and eaten the water hyacinth because it looks all yummy down there floating in their water where they're drinking, and they start eating it and they'll die from it.
I have a lot of those before.
Yeah, lilies are very dangerous. I believe it's the lilies, right, guys? I did a short where Nico was messing with some lilies that I had in the house, and somebody said, "Oh my gosh, you got to take him straight to the veterinarian because he is going to die." And I was like, "Oh my gosh." And it was like on a holiday. It was like, I don't know if it was over Christmas or the 4th of, it was probably the 4th of July because when would lilies be popping? And it was like, oh. And I watched him like nonstop for 3 days and he didn't die.
I think, I can't say for sure, but most of my cats have had weird endings to their lives here. And I have a feeling it's because they were eating pothos. Can't say for sure, but I think. Because like even the ones that lived a long time, like Splatty lived 15 years, but the end was terrible. I mean, he went from a regular normal cat, running around like a normal cat, to just an incredible discomfort and pain, crying and everything, and I'm like, oh my God. And it happened like right now. It's not like it kind of set in and it took him over time. It was like he was good this day and I had to put him down the next.
Well, they say that see, I've always been real paranoid about poisonous plants with my cats, so I never had any. But when I came down, I was selling my house in Missouri and I took my cats and I was living at my mom and dad's house in Hickson. and my mom had poinsettias everywhere in her house. And the cats were chewing on their poinsettias everywhere. And I heard it was poisonous. And I looked it up, and it's like it causes them to slobber a lot. It's like, oh, well, that's not the type of poison that I thought it was. When they say it's poison, I thought it'd be like make their kidneys shut down.
Yeah, lethal.
Yeah. But I still don't keep poinsettias around. But I won't keep, like, I'd love to have pothos everywhere in my fish room. And I just don't do it. I bought some of those pods to make elephant plants. The big leaves, because they're not supposed to be poisonous. Gosh, not supposed to be poisonous to plants or to the cats. But I never got them to germinate. For anybody, I don't know if anybody, like, you guys probably missed, some of you, the garlic cloves I was trying to float and grow. They started to sprout, and then they got super moldy. They got like a white mold everywhere on them. So I just took them out and threw them away. It smelled really bad too. So imagine molding garlic. It's not a good thing.
Dr. Ted says hardy water lily tubers have to be cooked a long time to not be poisonous. Jody P is here. I'm surprised Jody P is still awake.
Yep. Well, she's an hour ahead of us. So it's 9:30.
I don't think so.
She's in Iowa.
Yeah, she's the same time as me. She's an hour behind you. You're an hour ahead of us.
Oh, so it's 11:30 there.
No, it's 9:30 here. It's 10:30 there. Right? It's 10:30 by you, 9:30 here.
Which brings it up. In 3 minutes, why don't we get ready to shut down, because we are going to go over to Whips, aren't we?
I didn't set anything up, but if you guys want to, anybody want to do that? I don't care.
I bet you people would love to keep talking. But let me thank the mods. Mods, you guys are amazing. I see Stephen P. I know Oinky was here, or is here, I should not say. I think there's Zen. And X2, I think, is one of my mods. He was here earlier. Thank you guys all for coming in and modding. If anybody I missed, you guys really helped me out a lot, and I really appreciate it. Hopefully next week I'll be back to monetized. I'm hoping that today was my last day of purgatory. If I've deleted half my channel, so there's no videos of the same video on my channel anymore. And Jeremy thought that maybe it was people doing AI stuff, and they're trying to crack down on AI videos. So they, I've been just videotaping a lot of my cats just all over the place, and they're just all going to have a different video every time. And it may not be very good looking, but it'll still be a joke for my cat jokes. And you guys aren't my cat people anyway, but I appreciate you if you watch a cat joke. I have religious cat people that watch my cat jokes every day. So, and I appreciate them. But thank you everybody for coming and hanging out with us a lot. We've got fish shows or fish swaps in Nashville and Knoxville this weekend. And is there anything else, Whip, that's going down?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, well, guys, if there's anything you guys want to shout out, we'll do that in the next stream on Whip Show. And let me get it ready to pop. Whoops, wrong direction. Bam.